End of last month, it would be coming about maybe 3 weeks ago, Mario Yamasaki,
Okay.
he has actually said that he is going to be doing online courses for refereeing, and he's hopefully going to be a referee again in 2021. And he says it may not be in the UFC, but hopefully in Bellator or PFL or something like that.
Yeah. Because
And Michael Chiesa then went straight afterwards and replied to his tweet and said, yeah, MMA is better off without you officiating. And I 100% agree. Because I think, if I remember correctly, with that Michael Chiesa fight, he got caught in a rear naked choke, and Mario Yamasaki, he actually waved off the fight before Chiesa had actually gone to sleep or tapped. And to be honest, with submissions, it's never over till it's over. The guy could gas. He could actually go, fuck this. I can't get the choke properly. He'll let go and they move on. And Chiesa could reverse that and be in full guard. You have no idea. Yamasaki's a fucking tool bag. And when I actually did a little bit of research on him, because I didn't know a whole lot. I mean, there's been some really shitty refs. And it's not in the UFC's power. It's by the Athletic Commission. But I didn't know Yamasaki. He comes from a pretty famous Brazilian Japanese family. So he actually has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He also has a black belt in judo. His like uncle and dad are actually from a famous like judo, they call it judoka family. He has like 16 construction businesses, and he just says, "Oh, reffing's a hobby. I've been doing it for 20 years." Fucking hobby. You can't take refereeing as a hobby.
No.
That's not possible. And a lot of people say, like, Yamasaki, you could have shaved off people's fucking careers. A little bit off their health, because you let people go out on their sword, like go out like a warrior, and like that's not how it's supposed to. You're supposed to protect the fighter from themselves.
Because not even that from the fighters, but they will never forget as well. And then they will take that shit, and their fans will take that shit to heart. Like Curtis Blades put out a tweet saying Herb Dean, if he dies, he dies. You know what I mean? I mean, what's another one? Steve Mazzagatti.
Oh, he's bad as well. I don't know if he's still refs.
I don't think he's still refs. I'm pretty sure.
Yamasaki, I think is.
I think Dana went to town on him.
So he did it with Yamasaki, and that was after the Shevchenko verse. I can't remember the woman's name, but it was something like Shevchenko threw like 300 strikes or something like that, and the other woman she fought with only threw like 3. She busted a knee in the first round, and she was just taking brutal punishment, and he wouldn't stop it. I mean, the one that comes to mind, I know we just talked about Derek Lewis, and I rewatched Derek Lewis versus Travis Brown. Fuck. Derek knocked him out, and he just full on swarmed Travis Brown on the ground. Bang, bang, bang. He took a brutal amount of punishment. He was literally laid out like this. Like laid out like he's praying to God. And Lewis is still punching him. And Mario Yamasaki's just...
Yeah.
What is there to see?
Who is responsible for the refs?
They do they instruct the refs through their own legislation, their own training. But then there's, I think, the online training Yamasaki is talking about is they have these online courses for people during COVID just to sharpen up their skills and make sure that they're knowledgeable about all the new rules that are coming, the new rule sets.
Yeah.
But the one that brought in the rules, actually kind of was the forefather of the MMA rule set was John McCarthy.
Yeah.
He kind of presented that, and I still think he's probably one of the best refs out there, to be honest.
He was like the pioneer for MMA refs. And
huge for the officiating UFC and the UFC fighter.
He works a lot in Bellator now, doesn't he?
Yeah. He does. I think he even does a little bit of the interviews as well.
Yeah. So here's what I think they should do, right? Because this is a topic on its own.
Ban Yamasaki,
Yeah. I feel like they should have a commission for the refs. You know, like
they do have a commission.
They should be real tight on that commission.
Yeah, but they're not.
They should be. Though, because you remember when and here's the second point we brought up in a previous podcast, you said refs should go to, refs should go to those post-fight interviews, because I feel like everyone's hating on Herb Dean right now. And Herb Dean, like, okay, he fucked up in a way, but he's still one of the gold standards of refs. If we could list top 3 refs right now in the UFC, I still reckon he's up there.
I still think he's out there. I just feel like recently he's been I don't know, he's been a bit off. I don't know. There's been times where he's been really good and he's waved it off properly.
Yeah.
And I think with the amount of ones he does, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's when it happened, with this specific scenario that happened yesterday, because it's a recent fight, I have to say, why I get that they're heavyweights, but the heavyweights don't move around that much.
No.
They really don't. If it's different from a flyweight or a featherweight fight where they've got very dynamic movement, they're moving around, you don't want to. There's been times where the refs almost bump into the fighters, and that's a no-no. You don't want to bump into them. But why would you be so far away? And then also he kind of like just jogs over. Sprint, man.
Yeah.
Sprint. He's gonna shave like bits off someone's life.
Well, let's be honest. I don't think anyone was. I can't really. I can't really give an explanation for why he was so far away. But I kind of felt like no one really saw Derek Lewis's uppercut coming.
It was a very short uppercut.
Yeah,
It was very hidden within his guard, and it kind of looked like, for a second, it almost like looked like time slowed down a little bit. He got caught with that uppercut, and Lewis already knew he was out. Blades just like flipped. He just turned around and like went back.
Yeah, and then.
But even that smack on the head on the way back down is even further damage. So.
Yeah, and then he was saying, look, he said in the post fight, look, I didn't want to hit him, but it's my job and I got to do my job.
I know.
And some of these fighters, some of them go down and they stay down. Some of them come back up like The Undertaker.